Hi everybody. So that last video went a little nutty and took off. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it, and truth is stranger than fiction, as I'm always saying. So just got back from an encounter with a demon and I'll get to that in a minute, but my last video I was talking about Jim Carrey and how there are beings that, if you're rich, if you're the president, if you're someone of that type of stature, yes, the American dream tries to sell you on apply yourself and you too can be famous. Nope, there is an elite group of families that only marry within their families, and they give you this illusion that you can be Michael Dell or you can be Elon Musk and start a PayPal. Now, those guys made their deal. They either made the deal with the devil where they sacrificed loved ones and family members. You really need to find out how the flat earth is tied into the evidence of there's a creator, and I'm trying to give you the backstory and the statements that I'm making. There is a creator, and that means that there is evil. So why is there evil? Who's in charge? What do they want? Fear and anxiety. That's why they've shaped the world the way that they've shaped it, so that you're constantly worried and constantly in fear and anxiety about paying bills. You are divine. Think of the movie Avatar. You were once like that. You couldn't be lied to. You could feel the plants, feel the water, feel the air. And these guys are going crazy now, the demons, because we're figuring that out. And as we do, there's math and all these things that we can do to confirm these crazy statements that are being made about the earth being flat. Look at that. Look at that line. Do you know that you can build a structure on the ocean perfectly flat, perfectly level, using only the ocean as your level? Where's your curvature? There isn't any. Get a telescope, look at my older videos, you'll see Earth is flat, there's a creator, the sun is manufactured, it's electromagnetic, the moon is like a diode, the aurora borealis charges the dome, which fuels the sun. The oceans are a huge saltwater battery. I'm like trying to link all these things together that have taken years to make this sentence for you. Vetted truth and information that I personally have measured. And that's why I challenge every one of you, don't even think that you can say a word to me until you go out and you measure. Go and measure. And if you find something different than I did, then I want to know the parameters of your test to measure the curvature of that space so that I can do the same thing and confirm it. And if I know one thing I'm not going to see is curve, because I've done it 9 times. How many times did you physically walk away from your computer and go outside and measure the earth? That's what's missing. If you think the earth is flat and you've been in this internet insanity for the last 2 years and all you're doing is getting into fights, that's what that's there for. You know how they talk about it being this psyop? Well, they can absolutely fuel it so that you never move beyond the flat earth and what it means. You just stay there trying to tell everybody else it's flat. Forget about everybody else, because our light is what is bringing them along. Our unabashed pursuit of the truth and running forward to learn these things so that we just drop them in a sentence. This has been 7 years for me. Started with my son passing away, only to find out that I had okay, the demon, right? Get back on track. So, I'm talking very matter-of-factly about how Jim Carrey and these celebrities and so forth, when you make a deal to become someone like that, at some point you sign in blood. Google it. And there's the things that you want to look for is blood over intent. And it's an occult practice. See, they've got us perfectly divided. Because in order to understand what Hollywood is doing to you, what your government is doing to you using the occult, in order to understand it, a good Christian must study the occult. How has the occult been placed in your mind? Now, there's going to be Christians on here who go nuts, and they're like, the occult, it's demons. No, it isn't. Do your history, go back farther. The demon part is programming. The occult is what the demons have used that power for, and it is labeled the occult because it is generally associated with bad. But occult magic is nothing new. You can do it. Spelling, write something out, rub a little blood on it, sign it. You just cast a spell. These are things you won't study if you're a Christian, because no good, honorable Christian will study the occult, because you've been trained to think it's demons. And that's how the demons keep you from knowing what they're doing. And the ones who do know are benefiting from what they're doing, so they're not going to tell you. 7 years to make these sentences. And the life of my son. It all gets kind of serious then, doesn't it? This is truth. I swear to you, my human family, you live under a dome that you can prove exists. You have a creator who has a desire for you to make choices that are illuminated choices, hence the name Illuminati. They are trying to be your source of illumination. They are replacing God. They are the illumined ones. They are the ones who you believe. You believe you live on a ball. You believe you live on a ball. Ball came from Baal. Who's Baal? Babylon. They worshiped Baal. They sacrificed their children to Baal. I sacrificed my son because I followed the illumined words of the Illuminati that curing and health for disease and sickness is in their medicine, radiation, chemotherapy, and so forth. Where is my son now? Now I know. I sacrificed my son to demonic medicine, through demonic medicine. That's what it is. That's what war is. They get these hicks and locals and they sell them on, you're not a human, you're an American, and they're an Iraqi or whatever. They put a gun in your hand, they fill you full of nationalism, and you go slave on slave and murder another slave who's working for the people in control who have you enslaved in your mind, thinking you live on a spinning 1,002 mile an hour graviton ball thought up by Einstein, who Tesla himself called an idiot. And Einstein said, if you want to know how things work, go talk to Tesla. Einstein was an actor, just like Hawking, just like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was going to degrade his name, but we need to be honorable in this because of who we're representing. I won't lie to you, and I won't tell you something that is truth that I have not vetted is truth. So here's just a crazy notion. Trust this man and what he's saying, and honor the pain that I've gone through to learn the things that I know. And look, I've made some choices that, you know, enough time has gone by, 7 years. What are the choices I've made? Well, the choices have landed me where I am. And I am healthy, I am happy, and I'm awake, and I know that I live on a flat earth. And I know why they lied to me, and I know who they are, and I know who's in charge. And I know what the rules are, and I know what's coming, along with a lot of other people. I'm not the only one. It's not like I'm an enlightened one solely. You have to go through an unbelievable process to know these things. And the funny thing is, most of the other people that I'm meeting along the way have also gone through some type of similar, deeply cathartic event, like the loss of a loved one out of ignorance, the loss of a spouse because you're pursuing some religion that has nothing. Religion, by the way, if you're in a religion, drop it, dump it, get out of it. It is programming. They're trying to take, you think you're going to get a little closer to God through religion? Here's one that fits that you're going to wear. I'm a Catholic, I'm a Baptist, I'm a whatever your name is. It's created by demons. And there may be some truth to your religion, and you may try to do good with what you learn and accept from that church. But if you're organized and you've got any kind of history to your religion, any religion that has endured down till now, Catholic, so forth, or any period of time, they've been infiltrated just like your government is infiltrated, your education is infiltrated, your food is infiltrated, your water is infiltrated. You are living under the controlling domination of an abusing, occupying force that is invisible, running everything and telling you you live on a ball. How's that for a statement of fact? That all goes back to 8 inches per square mile. Thank you, NASA, for the information. And 8 inches per square mile applied to water, oceans. That's the best way to do it, people, because, you know, there's an argument out there that they've got a lie for every truth. And when you say the truth, which is that the oceans have to be, that has to be the measurable curve, because the Earth is 70.2% water. So if it's 70.2% water and the curve isn't out there, well, where the hell is it? On the other 30%? So, and when you do observations over land, the shills will come in and they will say things like, well, there are places, sorry, I'm shaking this quite a bit. There are places that are flat, Nevada, Kansas, and so forth. but it's curved in other places. All right, accept that argument, get past it. But the Earth's 70% water. And it's an even biosphere, you know, whatever you would call that. And there is no Pacific and Atlantic. It's all the same water. So they try to divide you and make you think one is different than the other. It's all the same. It's all the same water. It's all one huge saltwater battery that helps the sun and everything in the system. Oh, by the way, back to that, your signal. Google where your pulse comes from. You live in the dome and so forth. The dome sends you your pulse. If you research how does your pulse work, they don't know. They say that your pulse does not originate within yourself. It's an electrical signal. Where does that signal come from? Not from within you. Huh. It's verifiable. It's scientific. It's provable. There's a mystery. I'm telling you that this is a charged system. The sun's electromagnetic. It's a saltwater battery. The dome is charged, and that's where your pulse comes from, because this is a living sphere, and we are a cell or an element within that sphere. And you have a divine course that you're not following. And that's why your life is what it is, because you don't know what the good choices are, and you're just doing the best that you can with the false illumined information that you're given. I pray that you have not sacrificed a son already, or a loved one, or a mother, because you believed in medicine. I can answer the hard questions. And the ones that I can't answer, I have a lot of really smart friends. That's the other thing that you'll find, is these people who know that the earth is flat. Holy cow. Some of them have just incredible intellect. That alone should tell you something. And I'm not even throwing myself in there. I'm just saying this is something that I have noticed, that these people, man, they know their math. They know their physics far more than the actors who work for NASA. So you're running out of time. That's the point of these videos. You're running out of time to figure out that it's flat. Say what you will, your source, your God, your creator, has a plan to cleanse this space. And whether you want to believe it or not, the truth does not care what you believe. Look into my eyes. I am telling you the truth based on things that I know for a fact. I have gone out there and done it. I'm urging you, you don't have to take 7 years to know what I know. There are some key things that you can do. And if you measure this space, you will see what I see and know as fact. And then once you, that's why they work so hard to cover it up. That's why they spend billions to deceive you with words like GPS and satellites and International Space Station. Again, I wanted to deride, but I'm trying to, this is academic. You can make this academic. There's no faith involved here. Tell me the last time you went to church and you could prove God existed with math. That's what this is about, people. This is about taking God. You measure that, and all of a sudden, you understand how this system, not this spinning gravity ball, operates, works. Anyway, this video has gone much longer than I wanted to, and I didn't even get to the whole demon part, so I guess it looks like I'm going to be doing another video. And, oh boy, is that a story in and of itself. Enough that I dropped what I was doing based on the activity of my last video, and I came out here to say, you'll never believe what happened. Because enlightenment is happening so fast, and I'm kind of walking around with the idea that these demons only exist in these celebrities. They only have access to these celebrities. But if you're asleep, it's just like the movie The Matrix. If you don't know that you're in the Matrix, they can hop in you and use you at any time because they illumined you. And so they can prod you with certain, if you're prodded with certain arguments, someone comes at you with some truth, truth that's going to destabilize you, all of a sudden that agent, whatever you want to call it, is going to take you over. And I saw it. I watched it happen. And it's a fascinating story. So I guess this is the teaser trailer, right? Okay, so I hope you picked some good information out of that, but this video is way longer than I like my videos to be, and I don't edit it. I just try to do my best when I do it. This is not paid for content, guys. I'm doing this because I want you to know what I know. I want you to wake up. The earth is flat, and you can prove it. Take 2 damn hours. People, find a telescope and a friend. go to a lake or the ocean. You need 3 miles minimum. 5 miles is ideal, but then it gets a little sketchy on the visibility, so you may have to wait for the perfect day to do that and be ready to go. 72 inches of curve at 3 miles, 16 feet 6 inches of curve at 5 miles. If you can see toes through your telescope wiggling, you know, on the beach, and you have thrice checked your math that you are correct in where you're at and your deductions, yada yada. That part's easy. Just triple check your numbers. If you see toes, you don't live on a ball. And that day, that moment, that second, you will literally hear a crack in your head. Similar to what it was like for Neo in the Matrix when he found out that he wasn't living where he thought he was living. Truth is hidden in plain sight. That's what the Matrix is about. That's what the movie Avatar is about. There's truth there. That they have to, the rules of the occult, they have to make you aware of these things. Otherwise, their occult power ain't gonna work over you. And they make it easy with Hollywood sticks, which is what a witch's wand is, Hollywood. That's in case you missed that other video. Google that. Why is it called Hollywood? What is Hollywood? It's right in plain sight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I hope that this is encouraging to you, shills. I will continue to delete. I have no interest in expending my energy or even allowing your negativity to exist. So I appreciate all of you guys' support for watching. And any points and tips, please let me know. That's it. Thank you.